Shola, there's been a mountain of speculation about this takeover and what it would mean in terms of transfer targets and potentially a manager as well. You'll have seen the press yourself up there, stories about Pochettino being the top target, all this sort of stuff. So if the Saudis takeover does go through, and if they came to you and said, Shola, what would your advice be on what we do with the manager situation? What would you say to them?
I think I'm definitely a guy who doesn't want to make rash decisions. I think Steve Bruce has obviously done a terrific job up here with what he's had to work with. I think for me, Steve is a manager who's very experienced. I think it would be, for me, my advice would be just to stay with what we have. Definitely, if a new owner comes in, they want to know how the club runs. They want to know, what they've got in the club. And I think, for me, it would be important that you give stability to what we have here, and then moving forward, then you can make the decisions. Once you've embedded yourself in the club, once you know what it's about. So I would definitely, I'll definitely, for me, would be calling for the new owners, not to make any rash decisions, but to come in and see what it's about, and then off the back of that, then start making the changes as and how they see fit going forward.
There's another pressing issue, Shola, and that's a big concern for all Newcastle fans. That's the future of Matty Longstaff, out of contract this summer. And from the outside, it looks like it's reached a bit of an impasse. What would your advice to potential new owners be on that?
Yeah, and like I said, I think new owners coming in. I think they would be, the advice I guess they would be given, would be looked into what Newcastle is about, what the fans want, and I think obviously the likes of Matty is a product of our academy here, and that the fans and I know the staff here want Matty to sign his contract. So definitely that would be one of the top priorities for the new owners if they do come in. To make sure they're like the top talent that we have here. You're talking about infrastructure going forward. We have to keep the players that we have. The top players that we have here, and I know that they, certainly they would be at the top he would be at the top of priority for the new owners coming in to make sure we lock him down for the future.
Surely, you've just mentioned about the managerial situation and saying don't make any rash decisions. Would you have the same advice to the new owners about the loan manager?
I don't know about the loan manager. I don't think I would be very dubious about the way he works. But listen, I think what will happen is as the new owners come in, and rightly so, they're going to want to look at everything. They're going to want to make sure that they get it right, and whether I'm the loan manager or not, whether I'm involved sort of going forward, everyone in Newcastle want to see it succeed, and I think for me, for that to happen, they have to be careful not to make too many rash decisions straight away. You look at the likes of Man City, how they've built over these past sort of 6-7 years. And look how they've built the academy, look how they've built the infrastructure. And I think that is certainly a model that the new owners should be looking at, trying to emulate, and obviously the success that comes off the back of that.
Shola, you're up there, obviously, and the fans of Newcastle, obviously, the lifeblood of the club. Could you just give us a little bit of sort of feeling of what the fans are thinking about what's going on at the moment with regard to the takeover? And just second question, quick one. How long did it take you to do that set behind you with all those flowers and candlesticks? Because it looks really nice.
You would think I'd stage that, but no. I think for me, certainly up in Newcastle, there is a real excitement, and I think obviously they know that Mike Ashley has wanted to sell the club for a number of years. It hasn't quite materialised. I think the fans want to see investment poured into the club, a club that they love. And I think if this does go ahead, there's a real excitement, a real buzz as to how and what could happen going forward here in Newcastle. Like I said, we have everything here: the fans, the infrastructure, the stadium. And I think if we get the right owners who want to invest in the right way, that the sky's the limit here in Newcastle.
Some lovely feng shui. Some lovely feng shui going on. What's Gary doing? It's
For
about time,
motivational
Gary.
purposes only.
We're 4 weeks into this, Gary.
Just getting the flowers right.